Now, just working on this inner eyelid, I'm actually going to use Cool Grey 2 and just very gently lay in the colour just as a soft base. Just little soft elliptical strokes so that we've just got a little soft base. And down on the edge there, I'm just going to get a warm grey. I'm just going to pop warm grey 3, just a little bit darker there. And then jump to warm grey 4, just very lightly though, just to put a bit of tonal values in there, just there. So it goes a fraction darker there, and it runs into that little bit. And then back with the Cool Grey 2. Very gently through here. Just to give it a little bit of a colour guide. And then this is quite shiny, this top fold of skin. So again, little elliptical strokes just to put a soft base down. Then we can build up some colour on top of this. Just nice even layer, like so. Over the top of that one, I'm going to use the burnt ochre. Along here, a little bit firmer, medium pressure. Jump to, I think, the cinnamon over this again, because we're a lovely sort of apricot pinkish glow just through here. And right in the middle, it's just reflecting, it's so shiny, it's just reflecting a little bit of that blue sky. So maybe if we go over with the, I'm going to firstly put a little bit of this Cool Grey 2, just so it shows up a little bit. I think for here I'm going back to the Kaput Mortem Violet, just very, very lightly to soften that edge off. Deepen this a little bit, or just in the middle. Just another run over, just to darken it a tiny bit. A little shadow, keep the edges soft. I'm going to go back to the Cool Grey, about 4, 5 this one is. Just pop that in there. It's just not quite an even colour. It's a little sort of fold line there too. Just pop that in. I'm going to go back in with the put more violet again. Over the cool grey. Should look alright. Darken the middle there a little bit more. I'm going to make it a complete line at the moment. Back in with a bit of blue in there for that shadow. I'm going to run over just slightly with the black. Pop in because it's quite strong. Now that those darks are underneath, it gives it a nice base. Making that eye look very yellow. So we just pop some more very gently because the yellow is down. Sometimes you get these like little spots if you go in too heavy. Now we need a grey for the eyelashes. I might go cool grey. Just here leave a little bit of white just to make them so they're sort of a bit more obvious. Few little spots along there, shape that eye. I think that blue's, excuse me, that blue's too blue. I'm just going to dull it off with cool grey 4. I'll just run a bit of cool grey 4 over here just to darken that area. I popped a bit of cool grey 6 in this shadow area here. I put a bit in there. So now I'm just going to do this lower lid. I'm going to leave this little white, so I'm using Cool Grey 6 again, just gently, just to pop in this shadow. It's sort of a coolish grey colour. And it follows down there, and then it's just this little bit here. I'm going to leave the white of the paper for, just shape that a bit more, those little highlights. I'm going to run warm grey 1 just through here very gently where it's light. The base here and underneath. And then I think Cool Grey 2. Actually, I might go Cool Grey 1. It's very light here. Just gives it that lovely, shiny, smooth look. And at the top, it's very pale and shiny. Just come off that shadow a bit there too. Soften that off the edges. It's quite dark in there. I'll just shape that as we come to it. This is the Cool Grey 6 again. Just form that lid. Darken under there. And back to the Cool Grey 4 for that shadow. Just softly, it's a little cast shadow. I might just pop a tiny bit of black in there, top of that grey. Down there just to darken that, just a little, to make that pupil a little bigger to freshen it up again, so it stands out. We keep those edges soft though. I'm going to go back to put a little bit of this burnt ochre on this edge over the warm grey 1, just to introduce that nice warm colour, a bit of shadow colour in again. Up there, soften. This little bit's a bit soft. It's got a taper up there. Might freshen that up with the tape because there's a little bit of colours snuck in there. Come back in with our, put Morton Violet down here. This is quite strong. Just deepen that shadow. There's a little follicles where the hair eyelashes come out of. Just softly put that in. Again over that warm grey 1, just very gently come back with a cool grey. Just meet up here. This is actually quite dark. Because all this is so soft and shiny, it's important that your transitions are always soft, your edges are soft. Just darken that up a little bit. I'll probably go up here for the bay colour. We'll go into some horse colours, but burnt ochre at the moment, and then probably a bit of burnt sienna over that. A bit of a reddy colour. Now back with this cool grey again. I'll just come in and darken here, the edge of that. And again, it's going to be backwards and forwards to just get your values right. Just softly over with a cool grey there. That's probably about it. I'm just going to add a little, I'll use my Tombow there as well. That needs a bit of a highlight. It's probably enough. Just go back in with cool grey and just shape that a tiny bit. And I think I'm actually going to go warm grey here. Just needs a little bit more darks up there to show those eyelashes off. So just to finish off, I've added cinnamon as this base colour for the horse here. And the nice thing about cinnamon is that where it meets with this warm yellowy colour, the ochre, it goes that nice sort of apricot colour, and if it meets a cool grey, it'll go a nice violety colour. So it's a good base. That looks a bit too hard there. be careful putting colours over, darker colours over these lighter colours. Just work that in a bit more gently, that little shadow there. Just do it very softly. So I've popped cinnamon all the way around. For this red colour here, I actually used India Red. But this is more about the eye, so yeah, the colours, then a bit more grey, cool greys around here, and then I just modified this area a little bit here. I've made a bit of an error. So that's basically it. I would again let that sit for a little while and then come back and reassess the values and the colours. Just let it sort of establish itself a little bit. Not 100% happy with, I think it's looking too compact. So I think with a bit of black, I might just, seems to need to be extended out there a little bit more. Just that corner. Looks a little bit better. And I think here as well, this needs to be just a tad wider, leading into there. But they're the sort of things you just keep sort of modifying a little bit. So yeah, that's the basis. Of course, that would need quite a few more layers yet, but that's the basis of the eye.